See, in India, they talk about these people that we've been referring to, people like Jesus, people like Buddha, people like Muhammad, these great spiritual teachers, they call them non-dual beings. Somehow they've transcended this duality of the physical plane. You know, the physical plane, you've never seen a person with a front who doesn't have a back, have you? You know, a person who is an outside who doesn't have an inside. Everything in the physical world has its opposite. To get past the physical world, you have to go to the world of no duality. And that is the equivalent of zero, mathematically. Zero is the number that you cannot cut in half. There's only one zero. And the equivalent of zero is called silence. And silence is the place where you go to. Melville said God's one and only voice is silence. When you go to silence, you literally go to the place within you that can no longer be divided. And that's where you make conscious contact. That's why meditation, or getting quiet, and discovering that place within you that can no longer be divided is really, literally the source of all manifestation. And no matter where you go, I mean, I've talked to my friend here many times about it, and I'll call him up about something that's bothering me, this, and you know what he always says to me? Meditate. Meditate on it, Wayne. I'll call Rita, I'll say, Rita, she'll say, meditate. I said, Rita, I'm having a problem with one of my kids. What does she say? Tell him to meditate. Right, Rita? I mean, but the truth of it is, what they're saying is, shatter the illusion of your separateness, which is what meditation does. And make conscious contact. When you go there, then you discover the light that you were talking about, the being of light. And that's why meditation isn't just something that you do to have a peaceful existence. It's something that you do to make conscious contact with the creation process and begin to manifest.
There's a Vedic expression, in every seed is the promise of 1,000 forests and more. In every seed is the promise of 1,000 forests and more. Meditation is that ability to go beyond thought. The ability to think is an extraordinary human ability, but even more extraordinary is the ability to not think. And I'd like to end tonight's session with a quote from Franz Kafka, who, when he spoke about meditation, he said, "You need not do anything, just remain quiet. Remain sitting quietly at your table, and the world will freely offer itself to you to be unmasked. It has no choice. It will roll in ecstasy at your feet."
In the gap, you are making conscious contact with the indivisible force that is the source of all of your power and all of your joy and all of your fulfillment in your life. The gap is the space between your thoughts. The reason that it is so difficult for so many people to enter this gap is because we have so many thoughts going on all day long. It is said that the average person has 60,000 thoughts every single day. The problem is that we have the same 60,000 thoughts each day. Our mind is very noisy and very seldom in a place of silence. If you could reduce the number of thoughts that you have from 60,000 to 20,000, there would be more gaps. If you could reduce it down to 6,000, there'd be far more gaps. And if you could reduce it to a few hundred, of course, there'd be many, many gaps. What we're looking for here is a time each day that you can reduce the amount of thoughts that you're having so that the gaps will expand and you can enter them.